read an article in New Scientist a couple of years ago about electronic cigarettes. First I'd ever heard of them, and I never went back to smoking. I hadn't planned on even cutting down.
4 years later, all I use is an e-cigarette. I get my nicotine from that, I don't harm anybody else, and as a really good byproduct, I'm going to live longer because I'm using an electronic cigarette.
This consists of an electronic inhaler that vaporizes a liquid into an aerosol mist, simulating the act of tobacco smoking. Now, the difference is that while cigarette smokers smoke for the nicotine but die from the tars and gases released by the burning of tobacco, e-cigarettes deliver the nicotine in an aerosol form, crucially without the hazards that accompany tobacco smoking.
The likelihood is it will grow and it will usurp tobacco smoking.
Yeah.
And that strikes me as being a damn good idea. And I think if government can see that, so much the better.
Who could object? Well, Mr. Deputy Speaker, it seems the EU can object, because it's bringing forward a draft tobacco products directive which proposes to regulate non-tobacco nicotine-containing products, including e-cigarettes, by classifying the majority of these products as medicines, and every product with more than 4 milligrams per millilitre of nicotine would have to be classified. It means that there would be a de facto ban on these products. They're not medicines, it's a recreational nicotine product.
These things represent a way to carry on smoking. They represent a middle ground, yeah? Because in the past, as a smoker, and I know full well, having been one, you would either have to quit using some of those NRT products, which have a 93% failure rate, or you'd have to die.
In all likelihood, it's true that e-cigarettes will be less dangerous than the real thing, but we really don't know.
They are totally clueless. I bet if they watched or looked at the past 5 years history in vaping, even they would question themselves.
European consumers expect the products they buy to be tested and proved to be safe. We must regulate e-cigarettes just as we regulate other nicotine-containing products as a pharmaceutical product.
It's a way of life to me, because I don't want to go back onto cigarettes.
What the EU is proposing to do now would make it very, very difficult for me to live longer. They would take 15 years off my life.
I think they're banning it. My own personal view is they're going to ban it because they're getting no revenue from it. Because if people stop smoking, they're going to have to get the funding from somewhere.
I do believe that the removal of the hazardous tar from cigarettes, while still providing the nicotine that smokers look for, means this product should be studied very closely and should be saved from this forthcoming EU directive.
There are so many hundreds of thousands in the UK alone, millions of people around the world whose lives have literally been transformed by these products.
It's the future.
I am an asthmatic. When I switched, I went from I was using one asthma spray per week. Now I'm using one every 3 months if I'm lucky. And the only thing I've done is change my nicotine delivery system, which is these. And you're not going to take that away from me.